Hillary Clinton was doubling down on this notion that she sees no ground troops in the future, if she were president, in Iraq or Syria. Take a look.
They are not going to get ground troops. We are not putting ground troops into Iraq ever again, and we're not putting ground troops into Syria.
You said unequivocally last night that you would not put troops into Iraq ever again. Isn't A, that ignoring some ground forces who are there, and B, boxing yourself in should your military commanders, if elected, advise that you in fact need to do that?
Well, Jeff, first of all, I've said that before. I've said it on numerous occasions. I believe it. There is no, in my opinion, path forward to ground troops that would be in our interests.
No troops, Iraq or Syria. General Jack Keane, what do you make of that?
Well, good to see you, Neil.
Same here.
You look great. Well, first of all, it's not accurate. We do have ground troops, some 5,000, almost 5,000 in Iraq, mostly as trainers and advisors, to be sure, and direct action special operators who are in combat. And we also have a couple of hundred in Syria. Those are ground forces. Now, I think the appropriate term, I think that what should have been used is combat forces. But all that said, commander-in-chiefs do not want to take their options off the table and don't want to limit what can do, because national security, and particularly war, has a dynamic all of its own. And if there's one thing about it, it is unpredictable, and you have to be prepared for surprise, and you may have to reach into your kit bag and do something that you would rather have not have done, but you must do it because it's essential to winning.
Do you think that she gave herself a little bit of cover later on, trying to clarify that maybe special ops or advisors or that sort of thing, that she covered herself for that, or that now she has sent a message to bad guys, to ISIS, to whomever, do whatever the heck you want to do?
This is a mistake, I think, that she will come to regret because of the declaration and use of the word never. That is inappropriate, I think, for someone that must have all the levers and all the options at their disposal. We don't know what is in front of us. We don't know what the new president is going to be facing, and we could be facing a situation, certainly, that it's essential that ground combat forces are used. I know for a fact, Neil, that the new president will be presented an option by the Arabs in the region, and they will want to participate in a ground campaign to take down ISIS in Syria, and they will ask the new president, Republican or Democrat, to participate in that with some modest ground combat forces. That is a fact. That will happen.
General, while I have you, I had Governor Gary Johnson here, who I guess appreciates Aleppo more than he might have early this morning. But what do you make of what he has said or tried to clarify on this show, and whether this has hurt he and Governor William Weld, who, of course, are his running mate in the Libertarian ticket?
Well, I can't make judgments about the politics of any of that, but look, at Aleppo in Syria is well known to everybody who's spent any time looking at the Middle East. And by the way, for the sake of our audience, while the Russians intervened successfully a year ago in Syria to prop up the Assad regime, what has not happened successfully for them is what they thought they would do rather easily, along with the Syrian regime, is retake the territory that they lost. They're a year later, and they still have not completed the siege and retaken Aleppo plus some other terrain. This is going much more difficult than what they had imagined, and for the first time they're getting pushback in their own country about what is going on, why is this taking so long.
But real quickly, sir, should that be a disqualifier, with the politics notwithstanding, that if a future commander-in-chief is unaware or seem to be caught off guard talking or discussing or knowing Aleppo, that not qualified to be commander-in-chief?
I take it at face value, listening to your interview. He said, I thought it was an acronym, I got mixed up. I have no reason not to believe that. I don't know the man, and I have no reason to not believe what he said.
General, thank you very much. Good chatting with you.
Good talking to you, and good to see you.
Thank you.